Hey guys, what do I want to talk about? This video is going to be on me dyeing my hair with the light blonde Shea Moisture hair color system. And yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it. So here on my channel and on YouTube, I have a couple videos on the hair color system that I've already done. I was using medium golden blonde, which I still have the little container because I think it's so pretty, but which looks like this. And for the longest time, that was my main hair color. That was what I would continuously dye my hair as, and I still love the color, and I mean I still like dyeing my hair that color. I just wanted to go a little bit lighter, but I do have other videos kind of just documenting my experiences, some of the stuff that I've learned using the dye, and just everything like that. So if you're interested in kind of just seeing all of that, I would refer to my other videos. But in this video, I'm specifically kind of just talking about light blonde. And yeah. So basically, I've been using medium golden blonde for a long time, like I said, and I did like the color. It gave me like more of a mud brown kind of color on top, and I did the technique where I would separate my hair. Like I two-tone dye my hair. Like basically what that is, I guess, is like I separate my hair from the bottom and the top. I leave my bottom part, you know, black, and I dye the top of my hair. And that's the way that I like my hair because I just like the color contrast. I like the way that it looks. So that's how I would do my hair. When I would use the medium golden blonde, and this is just to say why I'm using light blonde a little bit, but I mean, I like that color, but even when I first initially bought medium golden blonde, I did want something a little bit lighter than that, but I thought that medium golden blonde was going to give me like what I wanted, and it kind of just gave me like a brown. And when I would use it over and over again and I realized that the color was not changing, I mean, I grew to love it and I love it, you know what I'm saying? But it was kind of just like recently I just wanted to try something different, and I just wanted to see if I can still get what I was initially looking for, and but using another color. So that's what I did. So yeah, I bought the light blonde hair dye, and I got it off of the Target website, which if you're buying any of these hair dyes off of the Target website, they're going to run you over $20 because of shipping and handling. If you buy it out of the store, it's, you know, ideal because it's like $14-15 out of the store. Either way, it's still kind of like an expensive dye, but I got it offline, and when it came to my house, I was really happy. Okay, so my camera cut off for a minute there, but yeah, so you see on the box here the Shea Moisture, the medium golden blonde. If I used that dye and my hair came out like a brown, like a brownie color, that if I used the light blonde hair dye, that my hair would definitely just come out like a lighter brown. And you have to remember that I'm dyeing my hair on the color that was brown, but my roots were black. So I would say that if you have natural black hair, your hair is like jet black, like how mine is like really, really black, I would suggest that if you're looking to have a color like mine, like you like the way my hair looks, the color of my hair, do not be afraid of any of these. Like, you see this on here, no, because you're not going to get this result. You're not going to get that result, you know what I'm saying? Unless your hair is already a light brown or something like that, then perhaps. But even on the back, they have like the 3 little things here, and it tells you kind of like what results you might attain if your hair is any of these colors, like what might come out. And black, the color just black, straight up black hair, is not on any of these at all. So this is technically probably not even meant for people that have black hair like me, like that have like straight up black hair to be dyeing their hair with or whatever. But I don't know. Yeah, black is not even, you know, one of the colors or whatever like that. But yeah, I tried medium golden blonde. It gave me a brown, and so then I went to the light blonde, and I kind of expected what I got, which was a lighter brown color. If it went blonde, I probably would have been honestly shocked and very surprised, because I just did not expect for it to go blonde. I don't know, my hair is just not gonna go there. When it comes to these hair dyes, I just don't think so. So I dyed my hair. I separated it. I did like the black in the back, and I separated it.
What? Tammy? Yes. Can we have a chat? We have to have a chat. Yes, we do. No desire whatsoever to get into a swimming pool, a canoe, or learn how to paddle. And so that we're supposed to communicate when you're scared for your life.
So Reggie isn't able to help you when you're afraid?
No. Well, nobody can help me when I'm afraid.
Go through life without somebody to take care of you when times get tough. This is where I see there's a chink in the armor. Is that you guys don't have a plan for when you start losing it and you start panicking. I want so much more for you, Tammy. Figure out what the plan of attack is when you get to that place where you're getting triggered, and how he can help you.
Okay.
All right, sweetie.
Dude, I have a bad temper.
It's okay.
You know?
Work through that.
Not what you have for it. Blindfolded.
I don't like that. I need somebody to be, you know, like, listen, love, stop. I'm getting frustrated.
Well, apparently Jen's not that way.
No, not at all.
So what are you going to do about this?
That's something he's going to have to work on himself. I can't change it.
Yes, I was too. I was like, oh.
We got Jen. Did you care more about the competition than Tammy or what?
I mean, I don't care.
Let me finish the thing.
Stupid.
Are you walking out while I'm talking?
I'm finna go to the restroom.
Because I'm explaining the story, so you're not going to hear how I stood up for
I
you.
want to get a tissue. Can I clean my nose?
You got up and said, ma'am, it's not let me get a tissue. Can I clean my nose?
At the end of the day, I don't give a about this camera, the people, or what the they think about me.
Prior to separating it, or like prior to doing any of that, okay, so the process that I took to do my hair basically was that I washed my hair a day in advance. I left it free of product buildup, and I let it dry overnight, and then the next day, like, I washed my hair one day, I let it dry overnight, and the next day I dyed my hair. So I didn't leave it for like a whole day and then wash my hair, like did my hair the next day after that. No, I washed my hair that day, let it dry, let it do whatever. But the whole point of that was to just take all the products buildup out of my hair, to get the best results. And then the next day I dyed my hair. When I dyed my hair, I left the dye in for close to 2 hours, like an hour and 30 minutes. If you've watched my other hair dye videos on the Shea Moisture hair color system, you know that that's my take time. Like, that's what I've discovered. An hour 30 to 2 hours is like how long it takes for the dye to take to my hair. So I waited for that long. Then I washed it out. Which on the instructions, I have to say something about that. It says that you should leave it in for 15 minutes. And I think I made that mistake. I think the first time I ever did it, I don't even think I left it in for 15 minutes. I think I left it in for a little bit longer than 15 minutes, actually. But it says that you should leave in the dye for 15 minutes. I really think that that needs to be changed, like, immediately. This dye is not going to work if you leave it in your hair for 15 minutes. And if you don't believe me, then don't believe me. Don't take my word for it. Go to other people's pages. Go to somebody else's page who was actually tried the dye for the very first time and left it in for 15 minutes and washed their hair out. Watch that shit flop. Just watch. you can't leave it in your hair for 15 minutes. It doesn't have any active chemicals in it like other harsh dyes, you know what I'm saying? So if it has active chemicals in it, it's going to dye the hair faster because there's, you know, chemicals helping it out. But if all that is left out of it, it's not going to be, it's going to, you have to let it set, you know what I'm saying? You have to let it like sit, you know, just let it have a seat, you know, have a seat in my hair. Like, it's not going to just like set like instantaneously, like in, you know, 5 minutes. So to leave it in your hair for 15 minutes, I can tell you right now, if you leave this shit in your hair for 15 minutes and you think that it's gonna dye your hair, you just wasted $15 to $20 worth of some hair dye. Like, seriously. So I think that that needs to be changed because I don't think that that's true at all. But yeah, I left it in my hair. I washed it out. At first, I kind of felt like I got really like the same color as medium golden blonde. I didn't really think that I got anything too crazy, too different. But, you know, it actually is pretty different. Not gonna lie. It's lighter. It's definitely like you can see the black in the back of my hair more visibly. And you know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, I mean, I really love it a lot. I really like my hair a lot. I think that I don't know, cause I don't know, like I just love the color. Like I kind of felt like it took again to the roots a lot better than it did to the body of my hair. But one thing about these dyes, if you run across that problem or you end up having that same problem where you buy the box dye from Shea Moisture and you put it on your hair and then it dyes the roots and it kind of doesn't go all throughout. If you like the color that you dyed your hair when you did your hair and you plan on consistently dyeing your hair like how I kind of dye my hair every few months, one thing that will happen is the more you use the same color and the more like over time that you dye your hair, it'll just eventually start dyeing all of your hair. Like, it's not going to dye every single strand the same way the first time that you use it, and that is just the dye. That is just what it is. And I've learned that. Like, now I can officially say, like, I think that it's a matter of over time, because it was like the more that I used the box dye, the more that I used this dye, the more brown my hair became, you know what I'm saying? But the first time I used it, my hair was still really black and it was brown up here, but it was like the more times that I used it, the browner my hair became. The more people started to tell me, is your hair brown or is it black? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it became more visible because it was more obvious, but it was because I used it more than once. So the color kind of has to take time to set. And I know it's like probably doesn't make any sense, or maybe it sounds like, you know, but it's like the more you do something, the more you use something, the more visible it becomes. And that is the whole concept with these hair dyes. But all in all, I mean, it was moisturizing, which is I've mentioned in every one of my videos, is I never have any dry effects or any ashiness or anything like that. Like, my hair is definitely moisturized, which is what I love about these hair dyes, is that they don't suck the moisture out of my hair. And yeah, it comes with the shampoo and the conditioner and all that stuff, and it's just, you know, I just love this hair dye. I think it's a blessing, honestly. I mean, that might sound like really dramatic or something like that, but I really do like these dyes. So yeah, it didn't really sting or anything like that. I think initially when I put the dye in my hair, though, it had a little bit of a sting, but that's because like, you know, if you itch your hair a lot, like if you've been like itching your hair a lot, I feel like I've been itching my hair a lot, especially since it's got hotter, because, you know, you sweat and stuff like that. And I've been itching my scalp. So when I put it in, it was kind of like those places that I know that I scratch, yeah, they were kind of stinging a little bit, but it wasn't like an intense burning, like, oh my god, get this out of my hair sting. It was just like, I feel that the dye is not just sitting on my hair. Like, I feel the tingle of the dye in my hair type of thing. Yeah, but it definitely didn't sting or burn. It doesn't burn your hair off. That's the one thing I love about the Shea Moisture, is because of it not having the harsh chemicals. You really can leave it in your hair like for a long time and it's not going to burn your hair off. So yeah, and of course the moisture. So yep, all that is basically the same. So these were my results. Dyeing my hair. I had about this much new growth. I don't know if you guys could see that in the footage, but I had about this much new growth come out of my hair, and I dyed it all up. So my hair has done quite a bit of I guess growing, I don't know. And I've also been doing a lot more trimming with my hair. If like I plan on showing you guys how I kind of like do that, but yeah. So yeah, all the dye did was color my hair. It didn't affect my hair or do anything to my hair. So yeah, but I wanted to do this video because I switched the color. I switched to light blonde and I really like the color. So if you really like my hair color, that's what I did. That's what I used. And yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I will see you guys in my next video.